Hello everyone, I'm John, CoinCrazed, and in this video I'm going to show you some nickels that Chris Bartlesville OK on PurelyNumismatics.com gave me. About a week ago, I was talking on PN, Purely Numismatics, about how I had completed my Certified Keydate Mercury Dime set, and he asked me, well, what set are you going to work on next? And I said I didn't really know, but then he and I were texting, and I said, well, maybe I'm going to work on a Buffalo nickel set. I'm going to try to get the earlier dates and the key dates by acid dating lots of Buffalo nickels. And I'll talk about acid dating in another video more in depth, but basically acid dating, you just bring the date out with a drop of acid and you find out what date it is. But here are the nickels. So he asked me to send him his address, PM him his address on my address. He asked me to PM him my address on PN, and I did, and a few days later I found that he had sent me about 20 Buffalo nickels. There was only like one repeat. So that alone, thanks a lot, Chris. Big shout out to Chris. Really appreciate that. Just a lot of generosity on PurelyNumismatics.com. And here, the first coin that I really noticed was a 1913D Type 2. Not Type 2, Type 1. I'm sorry. A 1913D Raised Ground Type 1. I'm really tired right now doing this video. And with the Type 1, it's different because the Buffalo is on the raised mound. Let me see if we can pop that out. I'm going to try to grab it by the edges and see what... So if you look here, 13D, and you look at the mound, you look at like the coin on the... Sorry, they're shaking. Buffalo is on the mound. Now, you look at another one that's on a line. So that's the difference. So he sent me a 13D, then he sent me a 1915. This is dateless, and I brought the date out with a drop of acid. 1915D. This coin, actually, he did not give me this coin with a roll hunting find. I completely restored it. So sorry about showing that, but that was in my book. And he gave me a 1919. Just barely see the date. Let me move on to... Here's a 1919D, and I brought the date out on that. You can't really see the date that well. 1920. $1924. Someone had already acid dated that, but it looked really ugly because they apparently left some of the chemical on there, so I just put another drop on there, rinsed it off, and got rid of some of the crap. That's a 24. It's a 1927. 1928. Uh, 1929. 1930. 1934. I actually got a repeat 34, and it's heavily polished. It's the one I showed earlier. It's like a VG. And it's heavily polished. It has very little or no numismatic value. Crap. Just drop that. So, and then 35, then so that's the buffalo nickels that Chris sent me. So a few days later, he said, "Well, I was talking to him on the phone. He said, "Well, I have some V nickels that I have, and a bunch of repeats, and so." He said, "Well, I'm gonna send you some V nickels." So I said, "Wow, okay." And I was just like really surprised. So big thumbs up. Thanks a lot, Chris. Here are the V nickels that he sent me. So see if you can get them. He sent me 10 V nickels. Here's a 1910. And it looks G4. Maybe a 6. Yeah, I actually say it's like probably a 6 because E pluribus unum is visible. And here's a 1907, which again I would say is G4 damage because it has that tick there. Then we move on. Here's a 1901. That looks AG3. And here's another 1901, and looks like G6 cleaned. Here's a 1911. Looks like VG detail with scratched rough. And here's the oldest one he sent me in 1898. It actually happens to be my favorite because it's nice and worn. And it just has a lot. I like the 1898. I like the 1800s dates. Also, nice and worn. It's like probably a fair too. Say a good fair. It's not AG. It's like fair. So that's like my favorite one because it's so worn. And here's my second favorite. It's a 1912D. And this looks like it has VG10 details because it has more than, it has IBERTY, but it's not like a full, so it's like not fine. So 1912D, nice, very, very nice. It could, if like a grading service were going to take it, it's too low cost to, but like it would be probably a fine because it just has nice eye appeal. You can see the mint mark right there. That's like my second favorite one. That would really be competing with the 1898 actually. So here are the 1903. It looks G4 detail scratched, I would say. I'm looking at this on my LCD, but nah, that would be like probably a G6. No, G4. That would be a G4. This is a G4. Here's the 1904, and I would give that another 4. So very nice coins. I was really surprised surprised about this. Thank you very much, Chris, for your support of PN, your contests on there. So if you want to meet me and Chris, just check out purelynumismatics.com. It's a really nice, growing numismatic community. Small but nice. So, thanks a lot for watching. John, Coin Crazed. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you can. Thanks.